team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the third-ranked team, the TCU Horned Frogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. I think we've talked long enough, Kirk. Let's get this game going. And the Horned Frogs will kick this away to start us off. Here comes the return from deep in the end zone. He's brought down at the 16, would have been better off leaving it in the end zone for a touchback. It's early, but this crowd is fired up. Listen to this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. And there's the handoff. A quick juke.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but I've been always impressed with the defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Second down, we're going to throw it. Running out of time in the pocket. Got him, he's sacked.
This is exactly how you can slow down the momentum and the rhythm of an offense. You got to get some tackles for a loss and some sacks. This time, they come up with a sack by getting after that quarterback.
And wow, listen to this crowd noise. This stadium is vibrating. That's why this is such a tough place for visitors to play. Here's the throw deep downfield. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. Oh, the ball's knocked loose. Defense recovered. It's a turnover.
Boy, the defense showing their team speed on that play, flying around that receiver. He made the catch, but he didn't do a good job of securing the football, and the ball comes out.
So the challenge doesn't work. That'll cost the head coach a timeout. We'll see if that comes into play later in the ballgame. So the ball placed right at midfield as the offense starts with a 1st and 10. And now the handoff. They get him down, but not before he gets to the plus 38.
A nice RPO here by the offensive coordinator and a big gain by the back. But let's give credit to the quarterback. He saw that this defense was sitting back, worried about the pass, so instead of throwing it, he hands it off and some nice positive yards.
And that run is good for 1st down yardage. A new set of downs for this offense. Gonna run it. It's Wolf. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Nice solid run here by this back. Did a nice job of just kind of finding that lane, pick up some positive yards there on 1st and 10.
Offense getting set. It's 2nd down. QB decides to keep it here. Fights through the tackler. Defense shoves him out of bounds. Not much of a gain there.
Well, I think we can all see how tough it is to control this guy under center today for this defense. But they did a nice job of keeping him contained. But they've got to stay focused. They can't get lazy because we could see him breaking one any moment against this defense.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it here. He makes the grab. He's tackled quickly, but the yardage is good enough for the 1st down.
Well, it's 3rd down. The defense knows he's going to get the ball. You still can't stop the quarterback finding this receiver to be able to pick up another 1st down for this offense.
In the red area, it's Wolf. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. Well, they don't block the defensive end and shows some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package. Not only can he pressure the quarterback, but also he is very, very talented and shows you the physicality he has against the run as well.
The game moves the football to the 6-yard line. It'll be first down and goal.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
And the Horned Frogs hoping to punch it in here. They have first and goal. First and goal, they'll try to run it in. Ball carrier brought down at the 4. Offense in great scoring position here.
Chris, down here inside the 10-yard line, these are tough yards to come by. Positive yards. Good push inside there by that offensive line.
All right, second down and goal now for this offense. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4.
Nice job by this defense on that second down, so we now have third down and goal. The offense could be thinking about 4-down situation. They need to put the ball into the end zone. They don't want to settle for a field goal here.
Offense moving backwards here, a long way from the goal line now. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. They'll look to throw it on third and goal. Quarterback escapes the pocket. And he heads out of bounds, moving backwards on that play. Didn't want to take the hit. And out comes the field goal unit.
Now the quarterback's doing everything in his power to try to keep this play alive, looking downfield, trying to find an open receiver. Great coverage by the defense, and all he can do is step out of bounds for a loss of 1.
And it sails right through the middle of the uprights. Solid kick. So we have our first points on the board. That makes it 3-0. Following the field goal, the kickoff team is out there now. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. Alabama's offense coming back onto the field. A fumble the last possession only led to a field goal. Can they shake off that mistake and get it going here? It's a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 coming up. Target with the throw, incomplete.
Well, I'm a big fan of the RPO, but it is a dangerous play for the... Got to make the right decision on this play. It just seemed like he was a little hesitant, unsure, and it cost him here with an incompletion.
After the second down incompletion, they'll have to convert here on 3rd down and 8. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. Tackle made after a solid gain. They'll spot the ball at the 31. Alabama comes up to the line quickly.
One of the areas that separates good offensive coordinators from great ones is how efficient their offense is on 3rd down passing plays. And that was a perfect call and really well executed.
High completion makes it 2nd and medium. Handoff here from the shotgun. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage, not give up big run plays.
And the quarterback tucks it and takes off as a design run. And they'll move the 6 on that one. It's a first down to the 42. offense comes up to the line, they might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. And the defense able to bring him down to wrap up the first quarter of play.
TCU 3, Alabama 0.
Here we go, first play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a second down play. They'll try the ground game here with the running back. They get him down, but he crosses midfield, spot the ball at the 44.
Chris, what I love here is just the vision by the running back. Showing great patience, the hole opens up, and then he's able to use his speed to pick up some good yards.
And looking to throw now on first down. Looks to the left, pass caught. They get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
Wow, they get positive yards here, but I have a sense that they wanted a little bit more of that pitch and catch.
Here's the second down play. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. On the move here, trying to hit a deep shot. Makes the catch. Can he get in? And he will score. Touchdown. Tied.
Well, perfectly thrown football here, and this quarterback's got to be fired up. That's his first passing touchdown of the season. Here's the first of hopefully many more for this young man.
Extra point makes the lead 4. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. Bringing it out, it's Adams. And he's brought down at the 12. That's poor field position to start the drive. And the Horned Frogs offense takes the field now. After a field goal the last time out, we'll see what they can get here. They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. And try the middle, but gain nothing on that play.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
Second down after that previous play. Scanning the field. It's Rourke. On the run here. Lets it go. Falls incomplete. Broken up by the defender nicely that time.
Defensive coordinator dials up man-to-man coverage, puts the free safety in center field. This is where his instincts have got to take over, and they do here. He reads the quarterback's eyes, leads him to the football, and he does a nice job of knocking it away.
Drops back, needing a third down completion here. Makes the catch downfield. They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play.
Well, this is why this guy's one of the top wide receivers in college football. It's third down. The defense knows you're probably going to go to him, and they still can't stop him from coming down with a big play.
Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. A solid 8-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 2.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Looking to pass here on second down. Caught over the middle. It's Wolf. Powerful running into the secondary. They tackle him, but the gain moves the ball to the 36.
This is the characteristic about great quarterbacks that stands out to me. Their ability to make a play when things aren't perfect. Here, they get to him. They put pressure on him. He's about to go down, but his instincts to be able to find that back, check it down before he hits the ground, gives this offense a chance to be able to pick up positive yards and get the first down.
They stop him at the 23. This offense is getting close to the red zone.
Boy, this guy can do it all. We know what he can do with his arm, but when things aren't there, does a good job of pulling it down, knowing where the first down marker is, picking up the first down.
Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. Looking to throw it on first down. There's a shot toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Texas Christian. They were backed up to start the drive, but some bold play calling, great execution, and reach the end zone.
You know, it's easy to just kind of pull your horns in and get conservative when you're pushed way back close to your own goal line, but not this offense. They came out, showed the confidence that they have in their quarterback, and it paid off. Nice touchdown.
Now the kickoff team is out on the field. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. So here comes the Alabama offense back onto the field. Remember, last time they scored a touchdown. Can they keep clicking here? Or the defense come up with a stop? And they'll tackle him about the 23-yard line. Alabama comes up to the line quickly. They'll run it here. Breaking free at the 35. Breaks clear. End zone ahead. Finally goes out of bounds after gobbling up big yardage on that run. Well, we thought we'd see that world-class speed flash at some point today, Kirk, and there it was.
There it is. It's a thing of beauty when he gets out in the open field, and I thought he was going to take it all the way to the house. You got to give these defenders some credit. Yeah, they gave up a big play, but what you love is they didn't give up and just let him walk into the end zone. They were able to bring him down. Let's see if it pays off for them in these next few plays.
They'll hand it off. Looks like Alabama will have the first down. The offense sets up with a 1st and goal. Receiver makes the catch. Touchdown, Alabama. This quarterback on fire today.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
The extra point is good, so it's 14-10 now. Getting set to kick the ball off now.
14, TCU 10.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Adams. Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. TCU offense takes the field. The last drive, the passing game, very effective. Moved them right down the field. And the defense make adjustments. The back's got it on the pitch. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4.
I like the idea of mixing it up from time to time because he can't be too predictable. But the execution was a little bit off on this one. You're going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Second down here, time for perhaps just one more play before the 2-minute warning. So we've reached the 2-minute warning as this offense tries to take the lead here before halftime. What's the play call here on second down for this offense? The quarterback making some changes at the line. Dropping back, it's Rourke. And they heave it deep downfield. This one is broken up and falls incomplete.
I don't know if people understand how hard it is to defend against a deep ball in man coverage like that. But this defensive back did it perfectly. Turns his head back just in time to find the ball to ensure that incompletion.
So a tricky situation here. 3rd and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know, this defense could be very aggressive at this moment. Wow, back-to-back deep shots. And it's intercepted.
It's 3rd and long, so as an offensive coordinator, you can either play it conservative or trust your quarterback and take a shot downfield. They elect the latter, and it ends up backfiring on them.
Here comes the Crimson Tide offense onto the field. Trying to build on this lead before halftime. They got off to a slow start, but they've gotten it going here in the second quarter. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
Chris, it's the consistency of this pack is giving this defense fits. They've got to come up with some changes up front. This guy's already over 50 yards, and if he keeps running the way he is, not only is he having a great day, but it's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays downfield off play action.
Tackle, but first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. Quarterback drops back. Catch made on the right side. They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play.
You know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? Their own defense. Man, when I played, I used to have defensive guys come down and tell me when we'd have a long drive how much it would allow them to rest and go out and play dominant football.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Looks to the left, and it's complete. Tackle at the 6-yard line after the completion. Offense really threatening now. Offense stops the clock with their 2nd timeout to talk strategy. Here comes a crucial 2nd down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. That's a design quarterback keeper. Couldn't quite get in, but they're knocking on the door at the 1. Alabama comes up with the line quickly. Fakes the snap and takes off on the run. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Chris, that's what I love about this quarterback. It's a great touchdown, but he shows you his versatility. We know he can throw it, but here he shows you his speed and how he can make the defense pay for that as well.
And they tack on the extra point. So after the touchdown, here's the kickoff, and we'll see if the opposing offense has time to answer before halftime. Bringing it out, it's Adams. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. The offense comes back out there. Not much time left. Perhaps just time for a couple plays before the half. Looking to throw. It's Rourke. He's going for a big play downfield. And that one is incomplete with just 9 seconds on the clock.
Oh, my gosh. They almost came up with another interception. They had a pick on the last drive. They're doing such a good job of baiting this quarterback into throwing the ball into coverage and then making a play on the ball. Let's see if they can keep this going.
Incompletion makes it 2nd down. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. Looking to scramble. Extending the play now. And they get him down in what will be the final play of this first half. Meadows going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it down to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. Alabama will kick it off to start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Adams. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. And the TCU offense is back out on the field. We get the second half started with the running play. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. They're behind the sticks on 2nd and long here from the 12.
Chris, I'll be really honest with you. I don't know why they continue to try to run the football. I'm all about balance. I'm all about trying to make sure a defense has to defend the run and the throw. But at this point in the game, they haven't been able to run the ball. They're going to have to go through the air if they're going to come back and take the lead in this game at some point.
Third down. This offense could really use a conversion here, down multiple scores. Quarterback making adjustments down to what the defense is showing. To the air. It's Rourke. Receiver makes the grab. It's a nice gain. It'll move the football up to the 27. Tackle made, but a strong arm throw by the senior quarterback.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
They make the tackle, but it's a big gain. Ball near midfield, spotted at the 49.
Well, that was a beautifully executed screen right here by this offense. They let the rushers get upfield, completely oblivious that the blockers are getting out in front and getting downfield, put the ball right on the back, and let him have all that space and an escort in front of him to pick up big yards.
Back to throw again. Here's a shot toward the right sideline. It's caught. Did he get a foot in? Yes, they say it's a catch, a big gain.
Well, this is what you would call a three-down back. Running backs that can run between the tackles, they can get outside, and they can also catch the ball out of the backfield. Here they have the benefit of having one of those kind of backs that can not just catch the ball, but once he gets his hands on the ball, he's got enough wiggle and speed to be able to get after a defense.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Horned Frogs. That's a crucial score. Let's see if they can build momentum and complete this comeback.
Well, I know they're still trailing, but that score is a great first step in trying to break down this lead. You don't want to leave it all to the fourth quarter when the pressure really intensifies and you have limited time.
So down by 5, they'll go for 2, trying to cut this to a field goal margin. And it looks like the quarterback's going to run it. He's swarmed by the defense.
But he's such a threat with those legs, and the defense is aware of that. This time, eyes on a swivel. Good job of being aware of that quarterback threat. They kept him out of the goal line and prevent the two-point conversion.
Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. Trying to make a play from deep in his end zone. Tackled at the 12. The coach wishes he'd left that one in the end zone. The Alabama offense onto the field. They scored a touchdown on the last possession. Let's see if this defense has been able to come up with some adjustments and stop them this time. They get him to the ground about the 18-yard line.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half, and he's already at it again.
Second down after that run on the previous play. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. And he will make the first down. Tackled at the 26.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes him block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
Looking to make a big play downfield. The catch is made for a huge pickup. Touchdown, Bama. This offense is still clicking.
Well, this offense did everything right in that first half. Really put on a clinic, and here we are coming out to start the second half. The opening drive, so much for the defense making adjustments. Put another touchdown up on the board.
See if they can convert the point after. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away.
TCU 16.
Bringing it out, it's Adams. Steps out at the 21-yard line. Tried to make something happen on the return, but cost himself 4 yards. And the Horned Frogs offense takes the field now. The passing game was clicking beautifully in the last drive, right down for a touchdown. Let's see if they can do it again. A short completion to the tight end. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain.
Boy, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice gain.
Important second down play coming up. Ball handed off. The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line.
Boy, how about this defense? Just so physical against the run. These guys have not been able to do anything on the ground, and it's because of that defensive line and those linebackers taking away the run game.
Third down. The offense desperately needs a conversion here, trailing in the third quarter. Quarterback appears to be changing the play. On the third and short, they'll try to throw for it. Quarterback delivers complete to the right side. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big gain.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
Back to pass. It's Rourke. And he'll loft it to the end zone. And it's picked off in the end zone.
Boy, would this quarterback love to have this one back. They're trying to work themselves back into this game here in the second half. And the defense comes up with a big turnover that could be the nail in the coffin.
Alabama's offense coming back onto the field. They punched it in the last possession. Can they do it again, or will this defense make some adjustments? Oh, and he's in the clear now. It's a foot race. Comes out of bounds after another big gain on the ground. This running game has been strong today. They trust the left side of that offensive line and come up with a huge play on the ground.
Yeah, your favorite, Chris, there. The old pin and pull there to the left side. Great blocking on the left side, able to create a great push. Nice crease, and the back found that with the vision and picks up some big yards for that first down.
Escapes the pocket, and he'll step out of bounds after a solid gain on that run.
I love that this guy's not willing to just give up on plays. You know, he's got enough athletic ability to give you some positive yards in the run game, and he's able to do that right here.
Second down play coming up for this offense. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. And he's going to fling it deep, going for it all here. Catch made in the end zone. Touchdown, tie.
Well, this is how you start to get rolling. That's 2 touchdowns so far, and the more he gets fed, the more often he's going to cash in.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. After the PAT, they go up 19. Now they get set to kick it away.
TCU 16.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Adams. He's brought down at the 12. That's poor field position to start the drive. And the TCU offense takes the field. This drive is important. Last one ended in an interception. Let's see if they can get it going here. Looking to set up a screen pass here. The tackle is made, but there's a flag on the field. See what that's about. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. First down play call. How aggressive will it be? And they'll run it out of the shotgun. A gain of 2 yards. Now it's 2nd down and 8.
Well, the defense coordinator this week all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. And they'll tackle about the 23-yard line.
Well, I feel like they called that knowing chances are they're not going to hit a home run. But look at this. Put themselves in a perfect 3rd down situation. It's much more manageable. Now we'll see if they can convert.
3rd down after that running play. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Dropping back, it's Rourke. He's running out of time. Nowhere to go here, and the ball is knocked loose. Offense recovers the fumble, maintains possession.
Well, the offense catches a break here, lucky to jump on the ball after coughing it up. He's lucky that his other teammates had some good awareness.
The Horned Frogs will line up to punt it away.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Alabama 35, TCU 16.
3rd down sack will make the defensive coordinator very happy.
Punts it away.
He's got some daylight turning on the speed. And he's out of bounds here on the return. So here comes the Alabama offense back onto the field. And take the field with serious momentum. They have been tough to stop so far. Can they keep it going? He's found some room at the 45. That's a big gain deep into enemy territory. Ball down near the 30.
What a shock, right? I mean, this guy once again gets his hands on the football, and great things seems to happen. He's over 120 yards on the day, and it's really been a combination of his vision and speed, along with really dominant offensive line play.
Tackle made after just a short gain. Second down after that run on the previous play. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to rely on that offensive line in the running game here to be able to secure a victory. Good call, and just keep working that clock.
Alabama getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. And here's the handoff. The gain is 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd down.
It's press coverage now from these DBs. Handoff here from the shotgun. Breaking tackles. And he's able to find some running room. Nice pickup.
Coaches told us in the pregame production meetings they love this back's mixture of speed and power. We know about the speed. He also showed the ability to break tackles on that run.
Here we go. 3rd down, close to the goal line. They can still get a 1st down without scoring. On 3rd down, it's a handoff. Looks like Alabama will have the 1st down.
Well, this offense just seems to get more confident as this football game is played out. They've got a nice lead. Here they are in the 4th quarter, just working that clock, possessing the football, and trying to get out of here with a nice, solid victory.
Touchdown, Alabama. And this one is getting ugly. Look at the blazing speed for that quarterback. Kurt, if you're a defense trying to stop this guy, Good luck.
Well, Chris, you remember this week we talked with the offensive coordinator. He talked a lot about how they have run plays on the call sheet specifically for this guy to be able to get loose and make plays. I saw that exactly on this score right here.
Kickoff team on the field getting set now. Bringing it out. It's Adams. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. TCU offense is back out on the field. They're coming off a 3-and-out, looking to produce a positive drive here. Looks over the middle, and that's complete. Stop at the 36. That's good enough to move the sticks.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
Here comes a first down pass attempt. And they hit him just as he releases the ball. It's incomplete. Now it's second down here. They'll change the pre-snap look now. And the QB will try again on 2nd and 10. Hit as he releases it, and the pass ball is incomplete.
Some players just have a real knack for timing their jump, and that defender was able to get a big paw on the ball and bat it away.
Promising start to the drive, but now 2 incompletions sets up a 3rd and 10. Pressure is coming. Oh, a sack. The senior on this defense making a big play.
And just like that, you squeeze the life out of this offense. That's another sack by this defense. They have been in that backfield the entire game, and a big reason why these guys are enjoying a lead.
Down late, they'll keep the offense on the field, trying to chip away at this lead. Fourth down, looking to throw for it. Looking for his big tight end. And he pulls in the catch. No, they stopped him short. The defense with a big 4th down play to protect this lead late in the game. Here comes the Crimson Tide offense onto the field. They were up double digits at halftime, and they're just continuing to roll, building in the lead here in the second half. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Alabama comes up to the line quickly.
Man, I've gotten so conditioned here now that we're in the 4th quarter to see this guy get the football and just get more positive yards. Finally this afternoon, the defense steps up, says enough is enough, and they come up with a nice tackle.
They're backed up here, trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Dropping back, they're going to throw for the first down. And this is dropped. Would have been a huge gain, but he could not collect it.
Whoa, you talk about a big hit there. I think this guy holds on to this football at a critical 3rd down if this linebacker doesn't lower the blow. Great timing on that hit to prevent the PI call and to get this team to 4th down.
Alabama needing this 4th down conversion. And the quarterback dropping back. He's going to take another shot right here. Oh, it's picked off. What a play. Big takeaway. Now looking for a big return. And he steps out of bounds. A solid return and a great way to set up his offense here.
That's just a poor decision by the offensive coordinator and the quarterback. Working with the lead, run the football here and work the clock. Instead, throws it into coverage. Now they get a chance to get right back in the game.
On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Looking for his big tight end. The QB throws his 3rd pick of the day.
I just don't think there's anything else you can do as a play caller. You've got to be able to throw the ball downfield. You just got to hope that your quarterback and receivers can execute when the defense knows it's coming. Here, the interception cost them.
Here comes the Alabama offense onto the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. Quarterback leaves the pocket on the move now. He's got it for a big gain. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Chris, another accurate throw by this quarterback, and this guy has just been on fire all game long. Over 200 yards passing, but more importantly, making great decisions for this offense and put them in a position to win this game.
First down here, the offense has time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. On 1st down, it's play action. Here's a shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And the beatdown continues. So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away.
TCU 16.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Adams. Solid coverage there. They get him at the 15. That's where the offense will take over. And the Horned Frogs offense takes the field now. This has been a monumental mismatch. A beatdown for the ages. It's almost over, thankfully. Fires it to the wideout. It's incomplete. There is a marker down on the field. Let's check out that call. Will that holding penalty be a drive killer? First down here for this offense. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Lets it fly out of the wideout. It's incomplete. He was lucky to avoid a 4th interception in this game. Second down now.
How about the defense today? They have played so well. I think the defensive coordinator put together a great plan. His kids clearly understood their scheme because they have been aggressive and attacking all game long.
Incomplete, so it's 2nd down and 10. To throw, it's Rourke. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. He's swarmed by the defense.
Hey, there's the execution that's been lacking most of this game, but they'll take it. You know, you try to do everything that you can to learn and try to build for the future. And at this point in the game, it's obviously over, but you love to see the offense coordinator still giving this quarterback opportunities.
Tackle made after a big gain.
And you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And, man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback.
Oh, and he breaks free. It's a foot race. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a first down. Well, this defense has played well with a letdown there. A little too comfortable with this big lead at the moment, maybe.
Yeah, and what I love to see is this offense has not given up. This game has not gone the way they had hoped, but here they are taking a few swings late in this game. This one ends up working out, and now let's see if they can put another play or two together and get the points on the board. Chris, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's only his 2nd catch of this entire game. Boy, this defense has done an amazing job of keeping him in check. Let's face it, this guy's as good as anybody in the country. Big-time playmaking ability, but they've taken him out of the game. I think it's a big reason that they have a nice lead.
Wow, that is interception number 4 today for this QB. Not much on the return, tackled at the 17, but a big interception for this defense.
Well, that interception really about cost them the game here. And I understand. You got to do everything you can to get back in it, down by a couple scores. But the interception, for the most part, seals the deal for the defense.
Alabama's offense coming back onto the field. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. When they try the middle, but stuffed for no gain.
That's an excellent effort here by this defense, staying in their run fit, staying holding their own at the line and making the tackle. The offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get anything going there.
They'll tackle him right at the 25-yard line. And a late timeout taken, just 4 seconds on the clock. So the offense faces a third and manageable here from the 25-yard line. Play action fake, looking to throw. And looking for a big play here. This pass is incomplete, 0-0 on the clock. That's it. There was so much anticipation, so much preparation on both sides for a matchup like this to begin the season, Kirk. That's a big W on a big stage here early.
Well, you get through camp, you wonder how the season's going to get started, and they cannot be any happier. Now we'll just have to see how far they can ride this momentum as we go through the first half of the season.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.